Hey guys, Matt Charcoal here. You might know me as Josh Hernandez. Today we're going to be doing a complete drawing, charcoal drawing, with the Mad Art Materials Charcoal Essentials Art Kit that I developed. Let me show you what's in here. You've got a kneaded eraser, compressed charcoal, willow charcoal, this pastel palette with a palette knife and a foam tip, and you have 3 different woodless charcoal pencils and a blending stump. This is everything you need to make the entire drawing that I'm about to make. First, we're going to start off with some willow charcoal. This piece is too big, so I'm going to break it. Just like that. I have this sanding palette. And just create a little bit of charcoal dust on this thing. So we can create some chaos on the surface to start drawing. Here we go. This is my favorite way to start a drawing because it makes the fear of the white paper go away. I'm going to grab another piece of willow charcoal and start to create some of the movement I need for this, the gesture of the portrait. What I'm working on here is BFK Reeves, which supplies me the Legion drawing paper. It's perfect for charcoal. It's got like a nice tooth to it, but not too rough where it's hard to work on, you know, still. Kind of creating these dramatic gestural lines that are just slightly showing you where the facial features are going to be. Not too much information yet. In order to preserve some of these lines in the sketch, I'm going to tape it down with some masking tape. That way, we keep some of those underlying structural lines that we'd usually lose if we do too much rendering here. Makes the piece a little more interesting, a little more depth to the work. We'll add 5. I'm going to take the blending stump now. Create some atmosphere, blending out some of those mid-tones, creating more chaos. Cool. Next, it's kind of the core of the materials. This is the compressed charcoal, mad charcoal, but we're only going to use half of it, so it's a little big to work on at first. I like to kind of control it with snapping it in half, create the shadow of the nose here, going down this way. Shadow of the mouth here as well. Maybe make this tape, it's alright. I think the eye is going to go in here somewhere. The other eye, right around here. Back to the blending stump, and I'm going to blend out these dark areas. The compressed charcoal is nice because it'll kind of maintain its form. It doesn't get wiped off too easily like the willow charcoal. I'm only going to use the whole Essentials Art Kit for this drawing. I'm not going to use any other material but this and this BFK Reeves paper. And some Scotch tape, some masking tape too. That's all you need for a cool drawing though. After that, it's one of my favorite parts, to use the kneaded eraser to be able to start to add in some of these highlights. Catch where that light's hitting on the face. Try not to go overboard with those highlights. It could be a lot of fun. It can get out of hand real quick and start to look unrealistic if you start to do too bright of highlights and too many of highlights. Because real life is a little more gray than black and white. Here we go, now we're starting to get the shape of the face here. If you guys are interested at all in drawing with this material, it's at madartmaterials.com. I've got the material manufactured to be the best material that I can work with. The most reliable, the most high quality, the most fun to work with. Everything that I absolutely need to draw with is what I use, what I've developed. It's really important to me to have the best material to draw with. The other thing is that if you guys are interested in my artwork at all, I sell prints and originals through madcharcoal.com. Some of the artwork in here, actually, there's my whole gallery space and studio space is filled with my work here for the next drop. I'm trying to create more of that sense of depth with the eraser here. You could remove some of that charcoal, create some light. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, now, to add some more atmosphere and some darker areas with this pastel palette. We could even make entire drawings with this pastel palette. It's one of my favorite things to work with. That, it's like buttery. It merges beautifully well with the charcoal. This is where I'm kind of re-sculpting some of those areas I lost with the kneaded eraser. It's all pushing and pulling constantly, trying to find the beauty in the chaos. You get more of a smooth transition and effect with the pastel palette. Smoother, less toothy than the charcoal, which lends itself to cool things like creating gradients and things you usually can't do with charcoal. That smooth, buttery feel, kind of. Almost like you're painting with charcoal. But the charcoal does lend itself well to giving these cool textures that the pastel palette can't really do. So I think that it's important to have both of these. One thing I like to really focus on while making a piece is that I want to create all that detail where the most interesting part of the drawing is. This, in this point, it's going to be like the eye, the nose, the mouth here. This eye's kind of covered. And then the rest of it, I just like to let it fade into this chaos. It creates a dynamic of dark and light and of detail and abstraction that I really want to maintain in this piece. It's a lot more interesting to me than just a full realistic face or a full abstract piece. It's kind of like the dichotomy and the contrast between both of those. Blend this back in together with this blending stump, which is a big enough blending stump that can cover this big space really easily, but it can also be really refined to the point of it and smudge some smaller areas. I think it's important to have a blending stump this big. Coming back in with the kneaded eraser. Pulling the light out, little by little. You see, most of my time is actually focused on this area here. The most interesting part of the drawing. I want to maintain those abstract elements on the outside. All this is a ability to discern and to realize what is shadow and what is light and what is in between all of that. The better you can actually identify with your eye what's light and what's dark, and how light and how dark, the more lifelike your piece will be. Same with sizes, so proportion. That's the other side of it. If you're able to kind of identify how big or small or what angle something's at, and not letting your mind trick you with what we see, what we think we see, even if it's incorrect, because we just assume some things, like the bridge of the nose is not a line here. Some people might assume it's just a line, they'll just draw a line there. But if you just kind of resist the temptation to kind of assume there's a line there, and identify that this is very similar value going across all this, then you're gonna have a much more lifelike piece, much more powerful piece actually. That bottom lip is catching a little bit of the light here, still pretty dark, and then the chin here is catching some light. Well, I think I might have made the draw a little too big here, so I'm going to pull it back in. It's a good opportunity here to draw with the woodless charcoal pencil. This is one of my favorite materials. It's like just charcoal, no wood, with this polymer coating on the outside that keeps it from coming apart. And this is like so cool. I see a lot of them at the art store that are graphite woodless, right? But I've never really seen one at an art store that's charcoal. So try to bring that to the market, which I think is awesome. All of these things are available at madartmaterials.com. Trying to kind of sculpt out the edges of the face here. This woodless charcoal pencil really comes down to a nice detailed fine point. you can just sharpen it like a normal pencil, which makes it really effective for details. And I don't know if you've forgotten about this blue tape yet. It's preserving that underlying sketch in certain areas to make the drawing have more depth, more appeal at the end of it, where you kind of see almost like a skeletal, structural element of the drawing showing through. A little bit more of these highlights here in this nose, just sculpt it out. I think it's powerful to try to be able to draw an eye or something along those lines without really detailing it in and only showing a little bit of information out of it, especially if it's in the shadow like this, but it still reads as an eye. It's a challenge that I've been trying to figure out myself lately. I'm not going too detailed on it, but kind of creating the illusion of detail. This allows me to be a little more intentional with my mark making, not depending on crazy amount of detail to create the illusion of life. The last reveal could be revealing of the tape. Let's see what we've got here. Artwork as is. Here we go. And that's the final drawing. Chaotic, destroyed, but brought back to some life. The dichotomy. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. My artwork is available at madcharcoal.com, and the art materials are available at madartmaterials.com. See you there.